welcome to Leo season. Okay, I'm gonna talk all things Astro here so you know what to expect this season, what major transits, a little bit about Leo season, and then I'm gonna do a card pull at the end, just so you can get a little bit of the Leo energy and what is being called in for us for this season. So Leo season runs from July 22nd to August 22nd. And Leo season is just that fun, bold, lively season, right? The sun is home in Leo. It loves to be here. So that's why during this time of year, you have so much more energy, so much more life force, and you're really just wanting to do all things. And that's what like summer, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, really represents, because you're in Leo season and you just want to be expressive and be out there and just enjoy and soak everything up and just be a part of it all. That's super Leo energy. But this season, when the sun shifts right into Leo, it's actually opposing Pluto, which means it's like directly across, however, on the map in your chart. And with that, Pluto is in retrograde. So there is a little bit of layers to this season, a little bit more depth, a little bit more transformation than normal seasons. Typically it's a little bit more lighter, a little bit more free, but this season is just a little bit different. And then there's also a few signs moving into Cancer, which I will break down, like I said, the major points. So that just adds a little bit more of like an emotional layer behind Leo season. It's really what it's about. So this season is really asking us to kind of move from a place of integrity versus needing to be seen, right? Because Leo is really about the applause and the stage, and Leo just wants everybody to kind of see them, right? That's Leo energy, and I'm not mad about it. Leo, Leo has its points, right? But this season, it's really asking us to be seen, but to be seen from a place that you're not doing it just for the applause. You're doing it because it's like deep in your soul that you need to express something, or deep in your soul that you need to do this. Like it's part of your purpose. And so this season, like I said, is just a little bit different and a little bit deeper than typical seasons. So let's get into the important dates for this season. Okay, so like I said, Leo season is from July 22nd to August 22nd. And 2 days after we shift into Leo, we have the new moon in Leo. So this new moon is also opposing Pluto. So this new moon is actually going to be a little bit like a full moon in terms that it's not just about new beginnings and what we're bringing in. There is a little bit of something that has to be shed, just a little bit, right? Something that we have to let go. And it just really depends what house Leo sits in for you in your natal chart. And I am gonna do a new moon meditation and speak about the new moon in a separate video. So I'll go more in depth of that, of like what that means for you and all the facts on that. So you don't have to worry about that right in this moment. But new moon, and then Venus enters Cancer July 31st. This is a huge shift because this is a little bit more tender, right? Venus in Cancer. Cancer is a very protective water sign. It's emotional, it's sensitive. There's gonna be a lot of nostalgia that comes back around, a lot of remembering things from the past. But the whole point about this is it's asking us to remember these things from the past, but not to get lost in them, not to be stuck in that. We need to still move on into new relationships or new partnerships in different ways, but it's okay to look back a little bit, but we still have to live present and not get stuck back in time, because it's all about evolving and moving forward, right? Mercury Kazami is happening on that same day, so that's when Mercury is right in like the heart of the sun, is what it represents. And when it's in the heart of the sun, it's also in retrograde. So this is just going to allow us to have a little bit more clear mind on our thoughts and being rational with things more so, because when Mercury's in retrograde, typically there's a little bit of like a fogginess. Sometimes there's a little bit of misunderstanding with things. And so this will just allow us to have that little bit more clarity, even though we're still in retrograde, because the sun energizes the planet, even if it's in retrograde. So you have a little bit more introspection, but you'll be able to have it from more of like a higher elevated perspective or lens. And the next point is August 6th, Mars enters Libra. So this is going to be an amazing time. Things will slow down a little bit because when Mars is in Libra, it moves slower, right? It's in an air sign, and Mars likes to take action, it likes fire, it likes go, go, go. And although air signs are a little quicker moving rather than like a water or an earth sign, it still moves slowly in Libra. It doesn't really like to be in Libra. It's going to be a huge shift in how we pursue our goals. So again, it's going to allow us to have this introspection, especially with all the other retrogrades that are kind of happening around this time as well. It's going to give you just that time to slow down a little bit and be able to like really pinpoint what exactly you want to do, how you want to move, and then come up with a plan to move forward. August 9th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So that's really awesome. And again, I'll talk about that around the full moon time so we can get a little bit deeper into what that means. And lastly, this is one of my favorite transits that's going to happen during Leo season. On August 11th, Venus is conjunct Jupiter, which just means like our hearts are gonna, like our heart space is gonna be like burst open, and we're really just going to be able to like receive and just experience things from like a higher perspective, a higher level. Creative expression is going to be huge. You're going to feel like you're opening back up, because also on this day, Mercury goes back direct. So during Mercury retrograde here, you might have noticed, if you're an artist, you could have had some creative blocks, or just things just weren't flowing as easily as they normally would, right? Because Leo is famous and is known for being the sign where creativity really comes to express itself. And when Mercury is in retrograde in Leo, that can kind of block that sometimes for you. So whether you're a writer or a painter, a musician, it doesn't matter. Whatever creation is for you, there just could have been some blocks, or maybe you just didn't really feel like creating, or things along this level. But Mercury goes back direct this day, so the fogginess is clearing out. Like I said, your heart space is being opened, and you really just will have like more of a clear vision and a clear idea of like what you actually need, like what's good for your soul, and you're able to move forward with that. Get into the oracle reading, but I'm going to flip this around, because I know when I see oracle readings, I love seeing the cards because it just helps me connect with the energy a little bit better. So I'm going to flip this around and you'll see the cards on the table, so you can actually connect with the energy the way that I do, because that's just my energy. And I feel that needs to be represented on this channel. So I'll see you in a minute, flipped around. Okay, let's get a few cards here for the Leo energy here for Leo season. Okay, so let's see what came out here. Okay, so first we have house 4, then we have earth, and we have opposition. Okay, let's just move these up. Then we have house 6, then we have Leo, house 2, Pluto, and Pisces. Sorry, hit the camera there. Okay, and then lastly, we have house 3. Can we still see that? Perfect. Saturn and Sagittarius here. Okay, so let's take a peek here. Okay, so really the questions we're asking here is like, where are you ready to be seen? Like, what part of your expression needs to be liberated? Like, where are you giving away your power? And like, what creative truth do you need to lean into, or what needs to come through for you? Because that all really represents Leo energy. So what I'm seeing here is that there is some type of stuck energy, or energy that is completely different. Like, you are completely opposite to say your family, or people you live with, maybe your partner, you know, somebody that just represents like home and roots and family, whether that is, like I said, your immediate family, like your parents or siblings, or your partner, what home means to you. So your partner or the people you live with. I just feel like there's opposing energies there. There's a little bit of a stuck, fixed energy. And then there's also, you guys are just completely different. And so there does need to be a change in like routines or the foundation of the home or the way the home operates, your daily life, the mundane things, the day-to-day. There needs to be a shift there, because I see once there's a shift there, you will start getting your creativity back. You'll have a little bit more self-esteem. You'll be a little bit more aligned with your values, and this transformation is going to take place, a deep transformation where you're really just going to come into your own. You're going to be a little bit more compassionate. You're going to receive a little bit more compassion, and things are just going to flow a little bit better and a little bit easier. You're really going to have that confidence and feel like home is home, and there's not this constant needing to like prove yourself, or this friction in maybe beliefs are a little bit different. But there's definitely going to be a shift within that there. And then I see your creative energy coming through really when you maybe take some time away. Maybe you go away on a short little weekend getaway, or even just a day trip. There's just got to be a little bit of like a distance, a little bit of a separation. And within that, you'll really be able to sit with, you know, what's been going on, and really be able to kind of view it and see if like lessons have been learned, or just being able to see things from a different perspective. There's going to be a shift there, and then it's just going to open up. Like you're going to be a little bit more optimistic. You're going to feel like you have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more, you can explore a little bit more. Things are a little bit open. I just feel like there's something that needs to shift, whether that is with the other person or whether that's with your perspective of like a story you're telling yourself from this other person, like what you think that they would want or need from you isn't actually really the case. There's just going to be a shift. You're going to come to a realization, and then things will be able to move forward in a more aligned, a more free way of what you've been wanting and needing, and you're needing this shift big time. So this is what I see for you for Leo season. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.